Hi, this is Sarah McLaughlin from the Broome Tioga BOCES Professional Learning and Innovation Center. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to build a Nearpod experience on the Nearpod platform. Welcome to the Nearpod platform. Once you log in, you'll land on this page. This is the My Lessons page. You'll notice anything here are lessons that you've created or things that you've pulled in from the Nearpod library, your district library, or your school library. This video, we're going to focus on creating new lessons. Before we begin writing full lessons, let's take a look at some of the quick features. You'll notice in the top corner, there's a quick launch button. This is useful if you're in the middle of instruction and you want to just do a quick activity. You have a timer, an open-ended question, and my favorite, the Collaborate board. Collaborate boards are like a graphic organizer that everybody gets to contribute to. You could do sticky notes like on a bulletin board, you could do columns, and it's a great way to get ideas connected from around the room and to stimulate an actual real-life conversation. Moving over to the Create button in blue, we have a couple of opportunities here. There are two other short, quick activities. One is a video. This would take some time to prepare in advance. You can create videos with built-in questions. Videos can be pulled in from the Nearpod library, from YouTube, or from resources you have in your Google Drive or on your computer. There's also an activity button if you want to just pull one Nearpod activity to use in a mix with other hands-on activities, verbal activities, traditional learning in class. You would hit the activity button to just do one. You'll also see down below an invitation to go over to Google Slides to create your Nearpod experience. That's covered in another video. So now let's click on the Create Lesson button. This is going to open up the menu of everything contained here within Nearpod. And these are split into categories here at the platform. When you're working in slides, things are not categorized. They're all kind of in a list. But over here, you can kind of see the purpose and intent of the activities grouped into clusters. So you'll see the blue category here is mainly for creating and curating content, more traditional content that may be just pictures, words, and audio. Also, you can contain videos here. The videos you might add to a slide will not have those stopping points with questions. You'll see they have two different slide editors. You could play around with those and see which you prefer. In this video, we're going to take a look at the new slides editor. We're going to click slides and then add. A word of warning is that you will find that this slide editor is not as comprehensive as a full platform like Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint. They have some themes along the side here that are fairly simple. They have some layouts as well. Again, fairly simple. It's kind of a DIY scenario. You will notice, though, that you have some added tools here, added value that you don't get with so much ease in the other platforms. So as we go along the top, you can add text boxes. They operate just like any other platform where you can resize. Once you click into them, all of those text controls will appear. You'll notice you are missing the vertical adjustment for text, so you can align things left and right and center, but there's no top, middle, and bottom like some of the other platforms have. You have the opportunity to add an image, and this window probably looks fairly similar to Google products. So you can search through Google, you can upload from your computer or your drive, you could pull from other cloud sources and stick a picture in. Let's do that. Then you'll notice since I've added an element now and it's over something else, this order button has popped up. So this is how we're going to layer things if we wanted to. You'll see you can also add background images and colors. Again, that menu is pretty similar throughout. You can add a video sourced from YouTube, upload, Google Drive, and other clouds. And the great thing here is that we can add audio with the simple record button right here. So this is an amazing tool for making learning accessible to students who maybe struggle with written text. It only takes a few seconds to maybe read the content on your slide, especially if you're making slides that have a decent amount of pictures and a fewer amount of words. So it's a great opportunity. You can also pull in audio from your drive or your computer if you have files. You can add moving images, GIFs, or GIFs if you prefer. And for teachers of younger students, they also have these manual handwriting tools. These could be useful if you're modeling handwriting or something like that, where, using computer text is just not cutting it. Other than that, you have pretty much all of the standard text buttons along the top, and that is the new slide editor. Whenever you're done creating something on Nearpod, you're going to click the Save button, and it will add it to your stack of slides here. And as we go, you're going to see that these stack left to right and then make rows down below. Before we get into the other activities and content tools, you'll notice this little drop any files here. So if you did not like that slide editor at all and you want to make really beautiful slides somewhere else and bring them over, you can upload your slides right here with this. You can drag them over, or you can click the upload and go through your menus. One drawback to that, however, is once you bring those over, it does not enable you to edit them with the Nearpod slide editor. You'd have to go back to Google Slides to do that, and you won't be able to use that audio tool. Let's take a look at some of the other opportunities in here. So you'll also notice you have the slideshow. That will bring in your slides as well, but instead of lining them out across the lesson, it'll put them all in one activity where students will scroll through vertically. You can also bring in sways, PDFs, PowerPoints, images that are just complete slides, full screen, and just an audio file on its own. Great ways to bring in content. Now let's take a look at the other categories. So you'll see we have interactives. These are also great ways for students to explore content. This video button, as opposed to adding a video to the slide, will allow you to pause in the middle of the video to add questions for students to respond to. This allows you to gauge comprehension and focus of your students. It also provides an opportunity for you to teach them how to watch to learn, teaching them to go back and rewatch before answering questions if they don't know the answer. We always want to foster that self-directedness. You can also add a URL to connect with other web content. If your district purchases the vocabulary subscription, you'll have access to all vocabulary videos that you can place right in here. Otherwise, there's a selection of free ones. There are BBC videos. Nearpod 3D and simulation are both objects, manipulatives that are digital. The 3D objects, let's take a look, could be something like these solar system models that you can rotate. The simulations are more interactive in terms of practicing a skill. So one of the great ones I've seen in there is a fraction tool where students are moving things around and discovering and identifying fractions. It's hands-on, it's visual, and it's helpful. The last is one of my favorites, the VR field trip. This could be a great way to engage students in building some background knowledge. You can search for different types of locations. Let's do coral reef. Let's do reef. You have to get a little jazzy with your words. There we go. Could also be a great way to stimulate conversation within your classroom. And you'll see, since I added a new activity, it stacked that to the right. And we can click Add Content to look at what else there is. The next section is quizzes and games. These are ways for students to practice content. The quiz is kind of a standard style quiz. Draw It allows students to answer with drawing text, images, and I believe audio as well. Fill in the blank is great. You can create a paragraph and have students move the words into the blanks. There's also matching pairs, which is fabulous because you can do both pictures and words. There's a memory test for helping students memorize rote knowledge. Drag and drop is for classification and organizing different things. And Time to Climb is a fun quiz game. Students race to the top of a mountain by answering questions. The questions are timed. So this is good for, again, kind of immediacy type knowledge. That's not great for anything that requires processing time, deeper thinking, critical thinking skills. You'd want to maybe do a Draw It or a short answer, open-ended question for that. The last section here are the discussions. The Collaborate board is fantastic. It's like a bulletin board that all students can contribute to. This works best in teacher-paced mode. In teacher-paced mode, all students can contribute to the same board, see each other's ideas, react, and respond if you allow it. There are a lot of options around how students are going to use it based on your purpose. You can also change the background on this to some different backgrounds. You can set it up as a grid, which is like sticky notes, or as columns. So it's great for doing like a KWL type thing as well. Again, good for fostering conversations in the class. It doesn't all have to be computer-based work. These are great opportunities to start some thinking that is then continued while the computer is closed. The last few things we have here, a poll is just a quick voting type insight. It's a quick multiple choice question, great for gauging understanding of students, and then continuing conversation in class, dealing with any misconceptions. Also great for voting, gathering opinions, fostering conversations. And Flip, formerly known as Flipgrid, is a video platform for students. It has some great editing features on it now. This will basically link them out to the Flip platform where they make their video in a separate tab, and then it connects back here to show completion. Since this is my fourth activity, it's going to go down to the next row. That is the Nearpod platform in a nutshell. You want to name your lesson. This is bananas because I put a lot of random stuff here. When you are ready, you would want to save your lesson. Once your lesson is saved, you'll come back here to the My Lessons page, and from here you can send it on to students using the live participation or the student paste button. Let's click on live for now so you can take a look. This provides you a code that students can use from the join.nearpod.com website. However, it's much easier now if you put it in your LMS system, whether that is Google Classroom or another one. There's the link available as well as this Google Classroom plugin. And we'll talk about the Google Classroom add-on in another video again. There's also an opportunity here to share this link with a co-teacher that allows them to access the teacher dashboard just like you. And that's our Nearpod platform. Thank you for joining us for this video, and happy creating.